Why is my screen black? Doo-da, doo-da. There we go. What's up, everybody? You know I always start this show off by showing love to those companies who help make this show possible. First is going to be my buddy over at HVAC Tactical. Guys, you know you've heard about the award show that just happened, which is absolutely amazing. And, you know, like with Jeff last night, there's a movement going on in the industry, and we're moving in the right direction. We're holding each other accountable. And as far as the level and the standards that we set in this industry, it's getting raised. You know, those chucking the trucks, those hacks, we're not going to put up with that kind of stuff anymore. You know, we're going to slowly, those guys are either going to raise the bar or they're going to get the fuck out of the industry. That's what's going to happen. So we have the awards, and what I always say is when it comes to merch, man, rather than going around and rocking Under Armour or one of these other brands, support the trade that you're in. Ben has amazing merch. It's one of the best in the trade. You guys know that I wear this stuff all day, every day. And I've bought every single piece of it. Ben sent me a few things, but I buy them because he's a brother of mine and I want to support him. If you didn't get to go to the Tactical Awards, you can buy shirts. They got 2023 ones. Some of the 2024 are still around. Remember, you can use the discount code HVAC Uncensored, no spaces, and save 20% on anything that you buy on this website, merch-wise. Hats, you name it, it'll save you 20%. I don't know how long Ben's going to keep that. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that he's given a discount code to. So if any of you want to get any of this stuff, go get it. Use that discount code and save a few bucks, all right? So go check out my buddy Ben at HVAC Tactical. Next, real fast, you guys know who it is, my friends over at BLUON. Guys, I love BLUON and everybody over there, and I love what they do. And to be honest, I love scrolling on Facebook and social media when anybody has their naysayers. And all of you that know me, you know that I'm a realist. I won't blow smoke up anybody's ass. But I do think a lot of the complaints that come about BLUON are ignorant. It's people who have a little bit of information that is incorrect, and they run with it. And every time I've talked to one of those person, I've just crushed it with fact. BLUON is helping the industry. Let's just be real. Not everybody out there is a seasoned vet that knows exactly what they're doing. We got young guys getting thrown in trucks that are out there that know a little bit, but they're supposed to be techs, and they can't call their boss. They can't call their supervisor because they don't want them to know that they don't know what they're doing, which isn't a good situation all around. But this is to know that these people are not alone. They're out there. They have the tech support, all the parts and stuff that you can order, the manuals. And then the master mechanic, the AI, that is amazing. I keep messing with it every single day because I'm trying to F this thing up. I am trying to cause it to be wrong so that I can go back to them and say, hey, I got it. I found something that didn't work. Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't found it yet. And I've messed with this thing, I want to say hundreds of times. So this is a huge resource for everybody. Everybody should have this app downloaded. They're slowly going to introduce more and more things. And like I said, some of you don't get to make the decision where you buy your parts from. So you can't buy parts in order to get free tech support. Tech support is going to be out there for single-use technicians here shortly. It's going to be available in the App Store. When that goes live, I will let everybody know. But it'll be like $10 a month, unlimited tech support, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You can't get that anywhere else. So no more, got to hurry up and get to this call before 5 p.m. because tech support closes. All right? With that being said, let's do the pledge and get on to the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Five, four, three, two, one, go. Welcome
to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil Cavey Jr.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. I'm your host, Gil Cavey Jr. Nope, not another Wednesday. Still not there yet. Here we are on a Tuesday night. Another amazing show. Like I said, 3 back-to-back shows. So last night with Mr. Jeff J-Dem, awesome show tonight. Another show tomorrow night. So, guys, this is a new one that I love. So, a friend of the show reached out about this, and it's a product that I'm kind of excited for that was not even designed for us in our field, in the trades, but this stuff is really, really amazing. And when I saw some videos of this stuff in action, I was like, I could get myself in trouble with that, because it makes me want to just squirt myself and then light myself on fire and see how long I can go. But I think this is good. It's going to be a little different, change of pace, but I think it's an awesome, a bunch of you guys in here like racing and cars and stuff like that, and that's where this background is. So I'm not going to do this, but guys, let's go and introduce our guest. The product we're talking about tonight is Inferno Armor. Please welcome Mr. Kevin Thomas Sr. and Mr. Josh Ross. What's up, gentlemen?
Yeah. Hello. Thanks for having us.
Hey, Gil, thanks for having us.
Yes, of course. Of course, my pleasure. So I guess I'll start with you, Mr. Kevin. I guess if you just want to let everybody know who you are, a little bit of background, and before we start going into the product.
Oh, yeah. So I'm the CEO of Inferno Armor now and then, but I'm also the owner of KT Construction Services, which is a general contracting company. So I do understand both sides of the field. So it should be a pretty good joining situation on being able to combine both what it was started for and where it can go in other fields.
I think it's amazing how products get made and then they end up going into places you never thought they would go. It's pretty awesome when you realize more people need it than just you.
Yeah. No, it's there's a lot of uses for this, and I think in your intro there when you said it'll get you in trouble, I tell everybody when they get their first bottle, it'll turn you into a 12-year-old arsonist all over again.
I'm done for. That's it. I'm getting arrested, but it'll be worth it.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it's a good time, what the hell, bail money.
That's right.
Everybody's got to have it.
The good thing, nothing catches on fire, so it's all good.
I want this stuff. I really, really want to touch this stuff. Go ahead, Josh. Introduce yourself, my man.
Yeah, so Josh Ross, been around racing and stuff my whole life, but over the past 8 years, been in HVAC and refrigeration. Now more just refrigeration and commercial stuff. So again, following racing and everything have just like in the HVAC field, it's a brotherhood. I mean, it's a lot of stuff's changed, but there's always new things coming out and better ways to improve and safety and everything. And so it's been great to, work with these guys and try to show the world what, this can do. And I've been fortunate that I've been able to test it out outside of, again, what Kevin said was what it was intended for. I've been able to test it beyond what it was intended for. And it's been great. It has really been, honestly, a game changer. And yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I do want to say this, Josh. I appreciate your support on the podcast, man. I know you've been a long-time listener, and I just want to say I appreciate that, man. Everybody that's listened to this show that turned it into what it is, I'm very grateful for that. So I appreciate your support.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I knew that if there was one way of getting other people outside of who I knew, it was going to be through your show. So I appreciate you taking the time to have us.
Yeah, of course. So, Mr. Kevin, if you want to go ahead and talk about why this product was created. What was the thinking behind it? I know we talked about some off air, but why you guys created this? What was the original use case?
Well, so the way we know Josh, my son's a race car driver in the USAC series, runs sprint cars, midget, silver crown cars, wing sprint cars. Um, and they have the top level fire protection that there is in the industry. But so often when you have 25 gallons of methanol fuel behind your shoulder blades, if something goes wrong, you can really be drenched in a fuel that can catch on fire, and the fire is invisible and a lot hotter. And while all of our fire protection equipment does what it's supposed to do, sometimes you need a little extra time in those scenarios, because you could be unconscious. Somebody couldn't get to you in time to get you unstrapped and get you out of a car. There's all kinds of things, and it seemed that while the Nomex was doing its job, the heat was still intense on the inside, and if you're sweating on the inside of your suit, it turns into a sauna, and then it ends up boiling your skin. Even though you didn't catch on fire, it'll boil your skin. So we're like, we got to figure out a way to add another level of protection to an already good product, but for a different problem. And so our product now handles not only fire protection and adding time to your, I can add time to your t-shirt. I can make your t-shirt FR material if I spray this on your t-shirt. So if you put this on a Nomex type material that's already going in that direction as far as fire safety, and we apply this, you not only get added added fire protection, but you also get a heat shield up to about 2,500 degrees, and it feels like a hand warmer on the other side. So it's going to be pretty revolutionary in how we address fires on the proactive side, and then also with some of our products coming out on the reactive side as well. But right now we're all focused on the proactive side, because I feel if we're better prepared, then we're not going to get caught by surprise as often with the adverse outcomes on the back end.
That's wild. So you guys had an idea. Obviously, do you guys have a chemist background, or you went to something and said, hey, this is the idea we have for something, and somebody helped you create it?
Well, yes. I'm an architect by trade, a contractor by choice, so I don't have to wear a suit. And so I've invented other products for other industries over the years. Rapid access safe rooms, which are ballistic safe rooms for schools, and rapid deployment housing. So I've done a lot of different things in the inventing. So coming up with ideas and then getting them to fruition is kind of a passion of mine, and as a sidebar, I guess, if you want to call it. But we had the idea. I have friends that are chemists. We took the idea to them, and the short story is it turned into this. We wanted to add fire protection for a longer time, and we not only got fire protection, but we got heat shielding in the process. And so we were like, now we got a double-edged sword that's going to protect people. Even if the fire gets on them, you can literally hold your hand behind a paper towel, and I can hold a torch here with nothing but a paper towel, and you won't feel the torch. And that's 3,000 degrees, 2 inches from your hand, with nothing but a shop towel between you and it.
That's amazing.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing. Guys, I don't know. I put out a video and I put it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I put it out. It was a video that they sent me of Mr. Kevin Jr., his son, doing that test. And that's pretty wild. And then I don't know, there's a woman, I don't know if that's his wife or who it is, but she puts her hand behind it as he's sitting there blowing the torch behind the paper towel. And that's crazy, especially with what we're getting ready to go into. Next year we all, we start to go into A2L refrigerants, meaning that we're slowly moving to flammable refrigerants in the residential and the normal market space. Refrigeration has R290 and stuff like that, things that are flammable. But I feel like something like this could really, if you spray this around something and God forbid something happens, it's not going to whoosh, or you're not going to burn somebody's house down. Because they're making all these different pads and, some of these other different sprays, but they don't I hate to say it because I'm friends with some of the manufacturers, but they don't do what they say they do. You know what I mean? They're good and it's enough to get by, but they don't necessarily do what they say they do, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. And that's what we want to. That's what we wanted to make sure of before we released this to the public, which was just in December at the motorsports, the largest motorsports industry show in the world, the PRI show. Um, that was in Indianapolis, but that was the reason that we've waited, because we're not going to come out here and tell you that it's going to do something and it doesn't do it, because at the end of the day, like my granddaddy said, the only thing we got's our word, and our word's our bond, and I'm not going to screw that up for any amount of money. So we have to make sure we're doing things the right way, the right reasons, before we get out here and let everybody see this and be able to handle it. But I can promise you this: when you get your bottle of this, it does exactly what we say it does, and probably then some, because we don't really want to oversell it. But Josh was probably he's like, no, this can't be true, and we actually got him some of the product, and he came back the very next day and he goes, oh my gosh, this is a whole nother world of what we can use in our industry, and he was already headed down the HVAC road, and but he just knew us, and we knew him through racing. I didn't really know what he did. And so when he, kind of said the ways we could use it on the HVAC side of things, I'm like, that's a no-brainer. You can spray it in your area. You can spray it when you're, just when there's just wood studs and you're sweating lines. You can spray down the area around you. Going to cost you 10 cents. And an amber gets out and it's not going to catch anything on fire, right? I mean, if you got a spark or something that flies or whatever, you don't have to worry about it. And if you wanted a blanket, you could take an old sweatshirt and spray your old sweatshirt down and lay it around, and there's your blanket. I mean, it's that kind of good.
That's all. So, do you have to? So, two questions. One, as far as storage, because we've had problems, and you know this, Josh. Some of these other ones that we use is they're in the guys' vans. They're sitting in their trucks at night. The stuff freezes if you're in a cold climate. Then it thaws out, and then the shit doesn't work anymore. I mean, obviously, you guys, it's not made because you're keeping it. You take it out when you need it. I don't know if you would even know that if something like that would hold up in our market. Like the integrity of it wouldn't mess it up as far as like if it froze or was in the back of a truck.
Well, it's not supposed to freeze because it is a water-based chemical. So we have no fluorines, no PFAS, all the chemicals that are getting outlawed as we speak. That are kind of the working materials in this thing. So it is a water base, and you do need to keep it from freezing if you can. But the good thing is, it's a 32-ounce bottle. Just take it inside with you and set it by your keys. When you leave, you take it with you. I know that may be an extra step, but if you're not catching somebody's house on fire, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, no, very, very, very true. And there's different places to keep it. It was somebody asked it, and it was let's see, somebody said, how is it applied? Can it cause any type of corrosion?
No corrosion. And those are the good things. Like, we've been working on all the things because we're going to spray it in and on race cars, which have metal, plastics, fiberglass, all these things, engine parts. So we don't want corrosion on that either, right? And so it's non-corrosive, but it's a water-based material that's non-corrosive, and it has no harmful chemicals. Doesn't hurt the fish, doesn't hurt the plants, don't kill the dog. We passed all the green tests. So we have all of that certification. So we're a green company, if you will, from that standpoint, where we're not going to be harmful to our environment no matter where it goes.
That's pretty wild to have all that, for it to be able to do what it does and meet all those kind of certifications and not quotas, but jump through all those hoops. That's pretty awesome, because I know some other people that have invented things or products, and some of the hoops you have to jump through are kind of crazy. So that's amazing that you guys were able to do that and still have that quality of a product. And I haven't even tested it yet. I'm just going by what I've seen, and I was pretty amazed by what I saw. So in the racing market, when you go to do this, like before somebody goes to race, what's the process? Squirt the person down, squirt the inside down?
Usually when they wash their suit, we tell them, whatever fire protection gear you're going to wear inside your race car, if you wash your suit on Wednesday, just when you get it out of the washing machine, just spray it down. You don't have to saturate it. Just spray it down front and back. Spray down your anything that you're going to wear as fire protection, your Nomex underwear, your head sock, your gloves, your shoes, and your driving suit, and put it back in your bag and go to the racetrack. That's it. That's it.
Wow.
I mean, you can spray your sweatshirt before you go to work today, and you're not going to catch the sleeves of your sweatshirt on fire if you're out there soldering or sweating lines.
And how much do you have to apply? Is it like saturating it, or just because I saw
No.
the video with your son in the paper towel? It looked like he barely squirted it on there.
No, we actually have on our directions, if you saturate it, we want you to wring it out because it's just not necessary. You shouldn't do that. All it takes is a mist, and when you get it mist and then let it dry is the best way. But I mean, here in a minute, I'm going to spray a paper towel for you, and I'm just going to spray it and do it wet because that's the worst case scenario. And then I'm going to stick a 2,500 degree blowtorch to it, and I'm going to show you while we're live on the air so you can just see it.
That's awesome. I'm definitely going to spray this on a Vito bag and light it on fire. Yeah, so Vito is one of my new sponsors, so we're going to do this. Nobody else is going to be able to do this. I'm going to spray it and light that bitch on fire, and if it gets messed up, I didn't pay for it, so what the hell.
Yeah. Well, if you spray it with this, it's not going to catch on fire, so.
Exactly, so I'm good. And then I'll give the bag away. So it'll be a flaming giveaway.
There you go.
That's what we'll do. I'll just use one of the smaller bags, so in case I mess up, not the product. So how have you used it before? Because I want to see Mr. Kevin Show do that live because I'm fascinated to see that. So what kind of applications in the HVAC refrigeration side have you used it, Josh?
Yeah, so, first, kind of like what they were saying, they wanted to make sure that it did what it said it was going to do before they introduced it to people. So that's exactly what I did. It's like every product. You don't want to go talking about it or making videos or anything like that until you know it's going to do what it says. So, and I told KTJ, his son, straight to his face, that it's hard to believe. It is hard to believe until you see it. And I mean, everybody will say that. But what I did is I went up and met with him and got a couple bottles. And anything from my pants and stuff, I sprayed it. They say that one product or one spray is good for up to 6 months. It's not recommended, obviously, especially with racing and stuff like that, and your clothes and stuff, because you do wash them.
Yeah.
But so what I've done is, specifically areas around where there's insulation or stuff, I've sprayed it. So the biggest test that I wanted to try was with brazing. There's great products out there, and we know that, and they work great. And I knew that my biggest struggle with this was going to be because it is a liquid and there's pastes and rags and everything. But I put it up against some of the best, and I just applied it to towels, wrapped the towel around the two spots where I was brazing. I did this with other products as well, testing them, and the heat transfer between this one to the others was significant. So now my Vito bag is sprayed. It's one of those things that there's really not anything you can't spray.
That was my idea.
Right. But I've had times to where stuff, drips down into your bag, or if you're brazing around it or whatever. Now dealing with rack refrigeration and everything, I'm dealing with a lot more stuff. The biggest thing that I found the other day was with the fire suppression part of it. Had a small little fire on a piece of paper that I did not even see around me, but it was just from a filter dryer, an old one at that, and sprayed it and it was out. So I've pretty much tried it on just about anything you would use some of the other products for. And I can tell you that I don't have the other products on my service van anymore.
That's
And I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe in it, because again, being in the trade, that there's a lot of good products, but when this is sprayed on a rag or sprayed in an area, it does exactly what it says it's going to do. Now, I will touch on the freezing part. Yes, it did freeze because I leave all my stuff in my service van. Um, I knew I was going to be using it. I put it in my floorboard. It was thawed out. I shook it before I sprayed it, and
Yeah.
it worked just fine. Worked just fine.
and that's the biggest
And,
thing is as long as it thaws and it still works. Some of those other ones, if
Once
it
they thaw,
freezes,
they're not good.
yeah, when you thaw and you go to use it, it's useless. So I guess that's what some of the people were asking. But you said about it lasting 6 months because somebody had asked, how long does it last with direct heat before it begins to degrade?
well, I mean, I can actually probably show you that on other videos. I don't want to do it in the loft of my house, which is where I'm at. So, but if I were outside, I could show you the paper towel would just break down over about 2 minutes. And if you go to Inferno Armor USA on YouTube, we have a YouTube channel, and you can see the extended version of that. And the paper towel goes 2 or 3 minutes before the paper towel breaks down, but at no time does it ever ignite at all. It just turns into brittle nothing. But it never catches on fire, not 1 second.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So Sam Andrew, what's up, Sammy? And hey, rookie, for being here. They said my volume is low. Well, I think it's you. Your ears are low. But Sam, so the use cases for HVAC is we can use this similar to how we use some of the things to, not catch things on fire or keep heat from transferring to somewhere else. So it's kind of in that realm of things. If you're, getting ready to braze against a house or whatever, you can literally spray this kind of stuff on there, and it won't catch on fire. And going back, somebody had just put your link, so thank you, Jason. Appreciate that. One of my moderators put the link to your YouTube as people want to check it out.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different videos on there too.
Yeah, because I've used some of the sprays and paste and putties and all that kind of stuff I've used, but some of the blankets that you get and and I get it, they have the little sleeve in it because you're supposed to put it over a pipe or something like that, but sometimes when you're doing things and that flame happens to get right in between that little crack that you're not supposed to be in, and something can get melted behind it. Or I won't say the brand name of this pad because I don't want to get myself in trouble, but I sprayed everything and it was fine, and the back of it didn't burn, but when I took it off and somebody stuck their hand on the vinyl siding, it was hot to the touch. Like their fingerprints were molded inside of the siding. And I was kind of shocked when I saw that. I was like, it's not supposed to do that. Like, you see the testing where it's like, oh, they put their hand behind it and they put the torch on it. And I'm like, so anything like that.
Well, and another thing too is a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but there are products when they do get heat on them or you're using them for to not get things on fire, it seems like they turn white if they do get hot, and then it leaves that residue. And there's no residue at all. I mean, it's clear. Like you honestly question if it's even on, because there's no residue. There's no residue after it. Even when it does heat up, there's nothing left from it. So there's no going in and wiping anything down after that either.
Yeah, no, some of those are a pain in the ass. So my buddy Jason Johnson just said 2 minutes of direct heat is a lot. It shouldn't take 2 minutes in the same spot for any brazing anyway. So that sounds like a good amount of time.
Exactly.
That's a shitload of time. If you can't braze a joint in 2
You're
minutes,
burning through copper then.
Yeah, quit your fucking job because you suck.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. I mean, I don't care if you're brazing a big pipe, and we're not doing too many of those, it still shouldn't take you 2 minutes to do it.
No.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I know you didn't. If you wanted to do it here, any kind of demonstration was just a paper towel, right?
Yeah, I'll do that. I mean, I've got one that I got one right here. I just got it on a little. Actually, it's on a deal where you hang stuff in a closet. But I'll do that right here, right now,
Here, let me
and
see.
we
What I'm
will.
gonna do is I'm gonna move myself, and I'm gonna. Oh, that didn't work. I was trying to make it so you were full screen. Let me see if I can do this, but then make it so it's no, that's not gonna work. I guess we'll just do it here. I was gonna try to make it so I can make you full screen.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this. I only got two hands, so we'll see how this goes. But and then we'll just spray the backside down. Okay, that's it for that. Now I'm gonna get my handy dandy torch. Just give me a second here.
Yeah.
Torch. Let me see. Where am I at here? There we are. Okay, just so you can see. Whoops. Let me get this so I can hold it a little better. You see this? Hold on. Let me get over here.
There you go.
There
Yep,
we
you're
go.
right in the center.
There we go. That's a paper towel, guys. It's a shop rag right off the roll, and I'm just holding 3,000 degrees to this, and you can see nothing's happened. It should be on fire and gone by now, right? And we'll do it. I mean, and if I had another hand, I'd hold it behind there, but I can't. Um,
No,
that's. I
that's
mean,
pretty awesome. You know,
we can
even
go.
doing that live.
I can do this right here until I run out of butane or propane. Yeah, doesn't matter. I mean, how long y'all want me to go is basically where we're at.
Yeah, no, you've definitely proved your point. I
Yeah,
appreciate that, Mr. Kevin. Thank you. That is
yeah.
see, I got other people saying the same thing. Now I want a bottle. I'm down to try new products. So
And I'm gonna just show you this. Look, this is still. Now you want to take it? You can wipe your face with it now. It's still malleable. I don't know what to tell you, but there it is.
yeah.
That's
And it's
it.
non-toxic too. So,
Yeah, yeah. That's it. So that's the long and the short of what this is capable of, and it just goes. It basically gets stopped by your imagination. That's about the only thing that can stop what this is capable of doing. And I can, as we keep going, I'm going to share other things like we have an extinguisher, a personal aerosol extinguisher that you can literally carry in your tool belt. And if something goes down, it's an aerosol to shoot like 25 feet. And we actually had our nozzles engineered in Germany to do what they say they're going to do. That's the whole reason why I spent the extra money to have it over there, so that when we hit something with our extinguisher that's coming out in the spring, it's a personal aerosol can. You can carry it with you everywhere you go, and pick a class of fire. We're going to handle it.
That's wild. Josh, I think you're frozen. I can hear you, but your camera's frozen. Just so you know. Not a
all
big deal.
right.
As long as we there you go. Whatever I think you just came back and you were fine. And what's also so everybody, you can go buy this at their website right now. So infernoarmor.com. I was looking at it earlier. And matter of fact, if you go into the show notes, I put their website in the show notes. Just click on it and go check it out. Because I was watching videos on this earlier, and that's my inner pyro came out, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to light so much shit on fire because of this. So that's pretty neat, especially somebody like me that, when I want to make videos showing people how to braise, a lot of times I do it in my studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I know if I can spray a couple of things, and I know that, like, I mean, granted, I don't think I would light anything on fire anyway, but at least make my wife feel better, knowing I'm not going to burn the fucking house down. There you go. Jason put the link in there right there. So there's the link. You can click on it and go check it out. So when you were talking about the suits that the drivers wear, like, is this something that could be used for, like, firefighters and stuff like that too?
Actually, that's
Yeah,
what
I
I
mean,
was just getting ready to say. So, sorry.
No,
I've been a
go ahead.
fireman for 11 years. That's actually what I went to school for. So between racing and fire, you know, being burned by fire, I mean, I've always been taught and had it embedded in me that there's two things you can't control is water and fire, and you don't mess with them. And the saying, you know, you mess with fire, eventually you're going to get burnt. I didn't want that to happen to me ever. I had some instances in racing, and I've had some instances in being a fireman, that I have been burned. But so that's another thing too is it's been applied to my turnout gear the day after I got it. Again,
Okay.
it's one of those things. Again, it is made. You know, your fire suit, your fire turnout gear is all, you know, already supposed to be flame proof or whatever up to a certain degree. This is just enhancing it. But my gloves, my helmet, everything, just because of the fact that it not only, you know, blocks the heat and makes it safer.
Well, I feel like it gives, people in those situations, especially around a racetrack, when you got first responders diving into a fire to get somebody unbuckled, and they have that on their gloves, then they can go in there and grab the mechanism that undoes the seat belt, which is extra hot because it is metal. They can actually do that without burning themselves and get somebody out, and that's going to be the difference between, I don't want to say life and death, but life and life at a burn unit, right?
Yeah,
Um, and I don't want to see either. And if I can assist to some degree in making that less of a norm when you get into those fires, then that's what we want to try to accomplish. I don't want to see anybody get burned. I want them to go home like my son always says. He said the way they got here is the way I want to see them go home when it comes to fires. And if we can fix that, then let's do it.
Yep, I say that at the end of every podcast. I say, make it home the same way you left, because
Yeah,
it's already a
exactly.
crazy world that we live in. Driving down to the gas station, no matter where you live, nowadays is crazy enough because you never know what's going to happen. Yeah, this is so. I am so. I can't wait to be able to try this stuff. So, don't come in asking questions late, rookie. You should have been here on time, motherfucker. All right. Yeah, he said, "Is it water soluble? Is if applied to clothes, will it wash out?"
Usually we say if you treat your clothing and it's not something you're going to go strap into a race car in, we say about 5 to 6 washes. Like if you put it on your sweatshirt, 5 or 6 washes, do it again. But the only thing you're doing is just adding layers of safety every time you apply it. And for the price of the bottle and the amount of square footage that it covers, it's almost like, well, if that's something I know I'm going to be wearing in a fire prone area, just say if it's your favorite sweatshirt, it doesn't matter, right? If that's the sweatshirt you like to wear at work, then spray it every time you wash it. It's going to cost you 25 cents. I mean, what do you? I don't know what the savings is. It might, if it's time and you've already done it a couple of times and it's been washed, you're not going to lose anything. Um, so it doesn't just wash out on one wash, no. But we just want to make sure that people have the opportunity to be covered. And if they do run out of time one day and they've already done it a couple of times, you're more than likely going to be fine.
Yeah, no, I love that. And people on there were saying, it's $45 a bottle. For what this is, that's fucking dirt cheap. Because if you look at some of this shit they sell in our industry, a lot of you guys don't realize because you're not paying for it. Your boss is, or you're putting it on a truck stock PO. Trust me, I approve and I see those POs. Okay. Some of those other things that we have out there are just as, if not more expensive, and can't do what this does. So that's just the truth. I want people to know that, because a lot of times as technicians, they see the cost of things and they're like, but I run a company, you know what I mean? I approve all that stuff. I see what we pay for things, and $45 a bottle is fucking cheap, especially for what this does. So I just wanted to make that
Well, I
point.
mean, let's just say, it's like everything. it's expensive right up until you need it, and then it's the cheapest thing in your truck.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No,
So
Yeah,
that's
and
I guess it's
and with the racing part of it, I mean, you know, the scariest thing, whether you're watching it or you're experiencing it, is watching a car go up into flames because, yeah, the driver can pull the belts and get out of there as quick as possible, but you don't. When you're a somebody watching that, you don't know. And the reason I say this is one of the last races of the season last year, before I knew anything about this, we were in Lawrenceburg, and his car burst up into flames. Exactly
caught on
what
fire.
he was talking about. Caught on fire. And that was one of the videos that I sent you, Gil, I believe, of that car going around and was on fire. That was him. And I've talked to him several times, and the suit, I've seen the suit. There's nothing on it. Of course, he was out, but his suit had been sprayed way prior to this even happening, and it was, I mean, he got out just fine. And so, when it's price thing, like, like you said, yeah, there's other products that say they can do this and do that. I've bought with my own money, not my boss's money, but went out and bought all of the products that I could get my hands on to test them. And it's just like, if this saves material or areas or my body or my clothes, you can't put a price on that.
Well,
no, and just think about some of these. I know we're getting to more of like the press tools and stuff, and I have them. I use the RLS one. I have the Zoom Lock one. I've used them all, but we're not totally away from brazing and fire and stuff like that. And some of these commercial applications, how you have to have the fire permit. You got to have fire watched. You got to have 2 people. Somebody's got to be there. And when you're in those places and you have a product like this, you think that GC or whoever's running that job is not going to feel a whole lot better about what you're doing, and you're going to feel a whole lot better. When you're working in tight spots and you got a sprinkler, right above your head, and you're trying to be real tight and you don't want to catch something on fire, trying to use some of these other products, they seem like something like this in that application would work so much better. It would just give me that peace of mind that I can do my job, and I know I'm not going to burn these people's house down. I'm not going to get fired because, my torch hit the wrong thing. That's pretty huge. And not even being selfish just for HVAC, just the trades in general, where this kind of stuff can work is pretty awesome. So I think you've created something that suits what you created it for, but it can be used in so many other facets. I cannot wait to get as soon as we get done this, I'm ordering this stuff, because there is going to be videos of me online lighting shit on fire, because I can't wait to mess with this.
I've got a bottle with your name on it, so I'll send it to you, man.
Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah. If you want to send
Absolutely.
one, and then I'll still
Yeah.
I'll buy some too, just still to support it,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's sweet. So how long did it take? I'm sorry, you want to go ahead and say something, Mr. Kevin? You go ahead.
yeah, well, I did on that whole cost thing. There are some other products that they're saying, oh well, we're not as expensive. Well, if you look at the application, you have to saturate it. You have to let it dry for 24 hours. Mine is a misting spray, and use it in 5 minutes or in 2 seconds, like you just saw. Um, we may be more expensive than a couple of them, but one, they can't do what we do. That's number one. Number two is we barely missed it on. So at the end of the day, if you do the math, we're the exact same cost if you got to saturate versus mist. So we're using half the product versus double the product. So if you're double the product, half the price, or half the product, double the price, it's the same outcome, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think 45 bucks is too expensive at all. Not even the slightest bit.
When
Especially
you watch your son go up in fire, it's not expensive. And I've watched my son go up on fire several times, and that's why we have the product. And I can tell you that every race car driver that's come in contact with us at the Chili Bowl this year and some places like that, We sold out twice. We were only there twice. We sold out twice. And I've been thanked by more parents and grandparents about I now have peace of mind for my kids that are in those cars. And I can tell you, my son's married and 32 years old, but you still feel the same way. So if I can give that to somebody, I'll take the naysayers all day to get those.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
I agree. And it's and that's why I don't. Yeah, that's why I said I don't think the price is an issue at all. And a lot of the people in the chat right now are technicians. Not many of the ones. One of them may be a business owner, but as a tech, when you go buy what you need, you're not looking at the price because you're not paying for it. So that's why sometimes these things may seem expensive, but if you actually look at that invoice that the supply house has given you about how much that your company's actually paying for some of these things, you'd be surprised. That's why I said $45 for this stuff is a steal, especially as long as it lasts. He just said that you can wash sweatshirt that you spray not soaking, misting up to 6 times before it's totally gone. I mean, it's pretty wild.
And I don't even know that it's totally gone at that point.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, just thinking about some of these different things. What was it? I think I had a electrician, or some of these people that have to wear like their uniforms have to be fire retardant. They have to have like certain ones. I mean, something like this. I have an electrician that he says he works on big commercial stuff and like big commercial transformers and things like that. And he's like, you'd be amazing how some of those things catch fire. So something like that, being able to protect yourself. Like I'm just trying to think of all the different use cases, and it's pretty wild. I just can't wait to get my hands on it. So, yeah, no, that's amazing. Sadly, we're almost at an hour. Is there anything about this? Yeah, that you would. It's crazy. An hour goes by so fast. I guess. How long did it take from like conception of you thinking of it to this product actually going to market?
About 2 years. About 2 years. I mean, we pushed it pretty hard. I mean, that's kind of my MO. I mean, so that's not a lot of time to some people, but when that's all you're focused on, it seemed like forever to me over here because I was ready to get it done when we first did it. Like literally right out of the box, our very first batch worked, and then we just set out to make it better until we got the right recipe that we felt like we could share with the public and the consumers.
That's sweet, and I think the whole story, like I said before, I think you created something that has a lot more use cases than you intended, and I also think it's awesome. My dad's no longer here. Got a tribute tattoo up here for him, but I'm also a father of 4, and how you said when you see your son and something that you created a product that you could, your son's going to come home to you, and it's also going to help other people. I think that's pretty awesome. And I think when things are done for all the right reasons, it's amazing how good it goes versus somebody creating something just to try to make a buck. You know what I mean? And
no, I can tell you this right now. I've been in business for myself since 2000, doing one thing or the other, and I've never chased a dollar in my life. Because if you chase dollars, you won't be successful. But if you chase solutions, you'll be successful every day. And that's what this is. This is just a solution to a problem. We saw the problem, and I'm just not smart enough to say I can't do that. So I just go and figure out how to do things. And it's just common sense solutions to complex problems sometimes. And people are like, well, how did you come by that? And I said, well, because all the smart people drove right by the easy stuff, right? So we just live in the world of common sense. Yeah, I just live in the world of common sense and like, okay, well, there's a hole here that needs to be filled, whether it's Inferno Armor or housing units or our ballistic walls or, even our deer blinds we build. That was all part of my invention stuff. So we got a lot of things going on down here. This is just one of our products, but they're all solution based, and that's why we do things, is to fix problems that the public has that can be used in a variety of locations. And this just happens to be one of them. And Josh has brought us to the HVAC world. where I didn't see this going at all. And I can now understand that there is a bigger need than I even anticipated on this front. And I can tell you, I've learned by listening to your open credits, I'll be going on that BLUON here when I get off of here, because I need to know about that. I didn't know about that. So
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let me ask this as a disclaimer for myself. So if I was to like spray my hand, I can't like try to burn my hand, right?
no, let's not do that. Let's
Okay.
not do that. I don't do that. But I will tell you, and I'm not recommending anybody do this, but I do it on demonstrations that I give. I buy a 3-pack of cotton gloves from Dollar General, $3-4, and I can take it and I can spray that glove on my hand. It's just a regular old brown cotton glove. You spray it on my hand, I can hold a torch to the back of my hand, nothing happens.
All right. Well, I might do that, but I take full responsibility for it. Like I said, I think you created a monster with this, because I definitely wanna check it out. Ooh, my monitors are too loud. But yeah, I think that this is I think what you created is awesome. I can't wait to check this out and then try to use it in some different cases. And I'm more than happy to make videos. I'll put it out. I'll send it to you guys. You're more than welcome. Yeah, to do whatever. And as far as the HVAC market, if I can help in any way, you guys, something changes, Josh knows how to get in touch with me. You guys are more than welcome to come back on here, because I love things like this. I love new things that weren't even meant for this market, that pop up, and it's like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Well, I want to hear about your testing, because I want you to find a way to make it fail, just like Josh said. That's what we do. I go around trying to burn everything around here down. I sprayed a pair of shorts down with Inferno Armor, and I turned right around behind it and sprayed it with gasoline, and I set a torch to it, and it still didn't catch on fire after I sprayed gasoline on it. So I'll send you that, Gil. Personally, it's actually a pair of underwear. Nobody really wants to see that, but that's what it was.
Yeah, it's fine. Got to do something with those old drawers sometimes,
That's right.
Clean windows or something. Damn, I just had a thought. I forgot what I was gonna. Damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say is, as being a general contractor, there's probably ways that you can use this in that business as well.
Yeah, because we can actually treat anything that's porous. We can actually treat wood, and I can make wood non-flammable. I can make a piece of OSB where you can't catch it on fire. I can take a piece of plywood. I can treat it with this. You can't catch it on fire. I can take a 2x4, treat it, and you won't catch it on fire. I could spray a house when it's dried in before you get shingles on it. I could spray this down with this. You put the felt paper on, or ice and water shell, whatever you use. Throw the roof on. You're ready to roll. And then you don't even have to bring it, and then you don't have to worry about the $45 because the whole house was sprayed.
Yeah, right. That's wild. I mean, think about that. If that's the norm here soon, and they're doing that in houses, because some of these houses they build now, I mean, you burn something in a toaster, your fucking house is up in flames. Like this.
Correct.
Houses are built so tight now. As soon as that thing gets a little bit of oxygen with fire, it's gone.
Done. And
we've even heard people spraying their Christmas tree as well, like the real Christmas trees.
Oh, shit.
Because of, people always fear of them, and somebody tested it on that and then tried to burn it after the season when it was dried and stuff, and it just wouldn't. It would not catch fire like a real Christmas tree should.
And by the way, I've never met Josh a day in my life. Personally, he's friends with my son, but I have not ever personally met him. So this is all, I'm hearing it for the first time too. So this is awesome.
Nice. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I'll send. I have the email and stuff in there. Whenever when I get it, I will definitely make some videos on this, especially because I'm going to be in the process of moving. Maryland real estate sucks balls, so I'm trying to. I thought we had a house, and then somebody did an all cash offer, but I'm going to be doing a bunch of different work, so I'm going to have lumber and all different kinds of things. So my mind's just rolling about how I can play with this stuff. Yeah. And I know I'm going to play with it, but it's all to prove a point, just to show people how awesome it is. It's
Right.
you know,
Absolutely.
I will
Absolutely.
be a little childish and have fun, but it's going to be
It
good.
makes you want to test the limit of everything, but
Exactly.
it also discourages you because it works. And I mean, that's a good thing, but it makes you really want to push it to the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Somebody just said, they said, Gil, do a giveaway bottle. I'll do that.
I'll send you
Well,
another
hey,
bottle too.
I'll get that to you free of charge. We'll be more than glad to do that. Be more than
Yeah,
glad to do that. Matter of
yeah,
fact, you can do a giveaway, and I'll just ship it from here. That way, it doesn't cost anything.
yeah. No,
I'll pay for it.
that'll work.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll ship it right
where
out.
do you like where if I'm trying to think like your YouTube where else are you at on social media? Because what I can do is I can tell somebody to go to one of your videos, tell them what to
Yeah.
comment, and then I'll pick a comment and pick a winner from that.
So we're on all the social medias. Inferno Armor USA. We're on Facebook, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. You can go to any of those and see just about everything we have there.
All right, let's do this. Let me find you guys. See if I find you on Instagram real fast. Let's see.
Yeah. Inferno.
I'll share the link too because I have them all.
Oh yeah, I found you. Inferno Armor.
USA.
Yeah. Make sure you hit the USA because there's a bunch of other ones. So
Yeah, and there's some weird stuff out there, like some kind of sci-fi stuff I don't even understand. But some of that it's like some kind of Megatron or something. I don't know. The other Inferno Armors, it's weird.
yeah, look at that. I see you, Adrian, trying to sneak in. Already following my friends here, huh? You sneaky bastard, you. One of my friends in the chat, he's already following you guys. So that's
That's
pretty-
awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. So this is what I'll do. I will because you can make those you can make a post where like on Instagram where it's like two different people. So I'll tag you guys in my post so the video goes on yours as well. And then what I'll do is whoever I'll tell them to comment something on there. I'll think of something and then I'll pick a winner on your guys' stuff and then we can do it that way.
Yeah. Y'all lay out the rules. I'll supply the product, and I'm happy to do so. I mean, if I can help people, because at the end of the day, the HVAC industry is in my world too. I just didn't know we were going to have an application for it. So this is awesome.
Yeah, there's got to be some plumbers out there that are happy too. You know, they're pulling their pants up so their butt crack's not hanging out, and they're ready to get some of this. Okay, a couple of people have said this, so I got to make sure I say it. They keep saying, "Tell Kevin he sounds like Luke Bryan."
Please don't tell me that. No, I'm just kidding. He's a Georgia fan. I'm an Alabama fan, so we gotta keep that separated.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, it's funny. I have two friends of mine that are Alabama fans, and the day that Saban retired, you would have thought that they just went through a divorce.
Well, I know some insider stuff, so I'm not so sad. I know he still has an office in there, so I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, well, that's good.
He didn't leave. He didn't leave. I think he just didn't want to go out and do all of the recruiting and things with the whole NIL deal. And so now I think he's going to be like a home game kind of guy and a guidance counselor for the next crew coming in, which is not a bad deal.
Yeah, he's an awesome coach. There's so friends of mine, Cristiano, he owns Rhino, which is a digital marketing company, which is big for the trades. It's made for the trades. They have this event every year. It's called the Rhino X event, and they have guest speakers. Nick Saban is the special speaker this year. So that's what makes me want to go to it so bad, just to be able to meet Nick Saban.
Well, I need to go with you then.
Yeah, it's an awesome event. I mean, and even we all need marketing for our business, no matter what you do. We use Rhino, and Chris is a friend of mine. He also does the To the Point podcast, but. I try to go to as many of these things, being an influencer, podcaster, whatever the hell you want to call me. I try to go to as many of these events as possible, but I make sure there's something in it for me. And when I saw Nick Saban, I was like, I'm not even Alabama. I mean, I'm from Maryland. Maryland sucks at football, so I just pick different people. But I've always respected Nick Saban. The guy, all he's ever done is win. So
Yeah, and he keeps his scruples and his head on straight in the process, and I think he ends up giving a lot of good, respectable men to the field that he's in that goes on way past football. So,
yep. Speaking of that, I love what he said when one of the people asking questions asked him something stupid, and he said, what do you expect me to do to punish these boys? He's like, so I'm supposed to kick them out? He's like, what? So they're back on the streets? Why don't I want them here, get into education, going to be a productive member of society? And he uses the guy, Muhammad something, the one that he coached at Michigan State, who played for the Panthers for years. And he said, everybody told me I should have kicked him out. He's like, I punished him. I had him do things. He's like, the guy went on to graduate from Michigan State. Then he played 15 years in the league. Now he's the president or CEO of a company and has 8 children. He's like, so you tell me who did the right thing. And I just love that he said that, because everybody thinks like, kick him off. It's like, that's not helping anybody. Masood, I can't say it. The comments in there. My mouth's not working. Hussein Muhammad. I'm not African.
yeah,
Sorry.
no,
I can't speak it.
no, but that's exactly right, and that's the kind of guy he is, and that's why we love him in Alabama. And it's, of course, he does win a lot, but we get to see those clips every day. Sometimes don't make it to the mainstream media, but it's a lot bigger than football to me as to why I like Nick Saban, and you just touched on it right there. It's a character thing.
Yeah, I can, I tell my kids, growing up playing sports, sometimes it's not even about being good at it or going to college and playing. It's I learned so many. I was fortunate enough to have a coach playing football growing up here that everybody, like, he's in like the Hall of Fame locally. But I learned more about being a man and about life from that coach than I ever thought that I ever would. And that's what these coaches are doing for these people. Not to go in the sports dynamic, but I just think that's awesome. Especially nowadays that we got a lot of one-parent families. They don't have a dad. They don't have a mom. So you get that from a coach. And that's why I think Nick Saban's awesome. So last question before we end this, because one of my best friends, Rookie, has asked it 47 times. Does it have a scent? Like when you spray it on something, does it smell?
Not at all. It's odorless. Yeah. It looks like you just spilled a bottle of water on you if you wanted to saturate it, but it just, look, hold on. Just real quick, this is, I know you can't see that, but that's what it is. There's nothing. It's nothing. It's just water. That's it.
Yeah, so if you get a bottle, Rookie, and it smells like shit, it's not that stuff. It's your breath blowing back in your face.
Or maybe I had to go that day. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
That's funny. So we're past an hour. I won't keep you guys. Josh, thank you for reaching me out. Thank both
Absolutely,
you and
man.
Mr.
Thank
Kevin.
you.
Yeah, this was awesome, and I know it's not directly related to HVAC, but I think it will be. I think this product is awesome. I can't wait to to get my hands on it and mess with it, and actually start to use it and make some videos doing this. So I thank you guys so much for coming on. I think this is awesome.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you having me, Gil. First I've heard of your show, but it won't be the last time I'm watching. You'll probably see me on here because this has been pretty interesting to me from my construction side of things. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different shows, and I got to try to, it's not new. Some people in here, but I won Podcast of the Year last year, so.
Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll close this out. So I have all of your stuff in the show notes, and this audio podcast will go out. So people see the video, but the audio, like I said earlier, is what pays the bills. This audio goes out a couple of weeks after, so it won't be. It should be 2 or 3 Mondays from now is when it goes out. So what I'll do is when I'm done, I can send you guys, the copy of the video, the audio. Feel free to do whatever you want with it.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and then when I make the videos used in it, I could send those to you as well. Plus, I'll try to tag you now that I know you're on Instagram and different things.
Yeah.
But yeah, feel free to use them as well. And if You guys need to come on here if something else pops up, something changes, a new formula, whatever it is. Please message me. I'd love to hear about it and have you guys on.
Yeah, we got several things coming out, so I'd just say stay tuned on that. I know we got the aerosol extinguisher coming out in the spring, and then after that, we got some even cooler stuff coming. So things are coming.
Awesome. I can't wait to check them out because I might need something to once I actually do catch fire to put myself out.
Absolutely.
We have all of that. Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and close the show out. You guys are more than welcome to hang tight. Or if you got to go, I completely understand. But thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
man.
I appreciate you having us on.
Yep. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Man, guys, So I know this isn't our typical podcast as far as what we do with, people in the trade and HVAC products. Some of you guys that came late, if you didn't know, Josh is in the trade. He's been a listener of this podcast for a while, and he does refrigeration, air conditioning, stuff like that. And that's how this whole thing came about. He's like, hey, my friends have this product that I would love for you to check out because I think it's awesome, and I think it could be huge in the HVAC world. And I agree. I 100% agree that I think that this could be huge in our industry, and see how it checks out. What are you nutbags in here saying? I don't sleep with the award anymore. I did, but I don't sleep with it anymore. I got to clean her. She's dirty. It's all right. Once they, let people win back to back, I'm going to be the first 2-time podcast of the year, motherfucker. Anyway, thank all you guys for being here live. Rookie, you're supposed to be one of my buddies. You would have heard me say that I was going to be podcasting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, but I guess you didn't hear that. So I will be back here tomorrow night with Mr. Jennifer Manzo, a.k.a. Lady of the Trade Award. Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate you. And Sam, I don't know if you heard me last night. I'm going to send out those short Pro Tools. I was moving things around during AHR in here, and I had them sitting right here, and they were gone. I didn't know what happened to them, so I was going to buy new ones, but I found them. So I will ship it out, and when I ship those out, I also have a bunch of stickers and things that I'm going to put in there. So I got you on that one. Anyway, let me start closing this out, man. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you tonight. Make sure you come back here tomorrow night. And make sure you follow me on all the social media sites. I got a bunch of giveaways coming, but it's going to be on different sites. So please make sure that you do that. You shut your mouth, Adrian. I'm not a good shipper, but I give away a lot of stuff. Guys, remember, be safe out there, man. Okay? I want you to make it home the same way you left. I always say this, whether it's driving, keep your head on a swivel. Make sure the breaker's turned off. Make sure you're not cutting yourself or whatever it is. Just please be careful. I don't want to see anything happen to anybody. Do the little things, man. Set yourself apart from the next guy or girl. All right? Keep educating yourself. Keep being the best version of you. And then give back to other people. One thing I love who's in here is my buddy Nate Christensen, HVAC Nate. Hasn't been in the trade that long, but he's making videos, doing tech tips and helping people. That's fucking amazing. I'm not saying you got to make videos, but help the people you work with. Maybe you're not a seasoned vet. You're still a newer guy, but you still have something to give, all right? Things are so much better when you just give a shit, all right? Give a shit about what you do, who you do it with, and the people around you. And it's amazing how life can change for you. All right? With that being said, I love you, mofos, and I'll talk with you guys tomorrow night. All right? See ya.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.
I love you guys, but you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the fuck out of here. Bye.